Welcome to Blue Health Daily.
Have you ever finished a large breakfast and felt surprisingly tired just a few hours later? Or perhaps you have experienced that familiar afternoon slump. You eat lunch. At first, you feel satisfied. But not long afterward, your eyelids begin to feel heavy. Your concentration starts to fade. And suddenly, all you can think about is another cup of coffee or something sweet. Most of us assume the explanation is simple. If we feel tired, we must need more food. After all, food is supposed to give us energy. But what if the situation is more complicated than that? What if some of the habits we use to boost our energy are actually contributing to the problem? One of the most common beliefs about nutrition is the idea that food and energy are exactly the same thing. The logic seems straightforward. If food provides fuel, then eating more should automatically give you more energy. But the human body does not work like a car. A car simply burns fuel. Your body must digest food, absorb nutrients, regulate hormones, and convert those nutrients into usable cellular energy. That means energy is not determined only by how much you eat. It is also influenced by what you eat, how quickly it is absorbed, how well your metabolism functions, how much sleep you get, how active you are, and how effectively your cells can use the nutrients they receive. This helps explain why two people can eat the same meal and feel completely different afterward. One person may feel energized and productive. The other may feel sleepy and sluggish. Food is only one piece of the energy puzzle. One reason some meals leave us feeling tired involves something called blood sugar regulation. When you eat foods rich in refined carbohydrates or added sugars, digestion happens very quickly. Foods like pastries, sugary drinks, candy, and highly processed snacks can rapidly release glucose into the bloodstream. As blood sugar rises, the body releases insulin. Insulin helps move glucose from the bloodstream into cells where it can be used or stored. This process is completely normal and essential for life. The problem is that some highly processed foods can create very large, rapid swings in blood sugar. At first, you may feel energized, but when blood sugar begins to fall, your body and mind may show signs of trouble. Many people experience fatigue, irritability, brain fog, or cravings for more quick energy. As a result, they often reach for another sugary snack or caffeinated drink. The cycle repeats itself. Over time, this pattern can create a feeling of constantly chasing energy rather than maintaining it. Not everyone experiences these fluctuations to the same degree. But for many adults, frequent spikes and crashes can contribute significantly to daytime fatigue. One remarkable feature of human biology is its ability to use multiple fuel sources. Your body can use glucose from carbohydrates, but it can also use stored fat when food is not immediately available. Throughout human history, food was not available 24 hours a day. There were naturally longer gaps between meals. As a result, the human body developed the ability to switch between different energy sources depending on circumstances. Scientists sometimes refer to this ability as metabolic flexibility. A metabolically flexible body can efficiently use available fuel without experiencing dramatic swings in energy. In today's world, many people eat from early morning until late at night. There is nothing inherently wrong with eating multiple meals. In fact, meal frequency can vary depending on lifestyle, age, activity level, and personal preference. However, when a diet consists primarily of highly processed foods and frequent sugary snacks, it can become harder to maintain stable energy throughout the day. The goal is not to avoid eating. The goal is to help your body maintain a more balanced and efficient relationship with food. Imagine building a campfire. If you throw crumpled pieces of paper into the flames, they ignite instantly. You get a bright burst of fire. but it disappears almost as quickly as it arrived. Now imagine placing a solid piece of hardwood onto that same fire. It takes longer to catch, but once it does, it burns steadily and consistently for a much longer period of time. Many highly processed foods behave like the paper. They provide rapid energy that often fades quickly. Whole foods rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats behave more like the hardwood. They digest more slowly. They provide a steadier release of nutrients. And they often support more consistent energy levels throughout the day. This is one reason why the quality of your food often matters as much as the quantity. One of the biggest mistakes in nutrition is assuming that one perfect eating strategy works for everyone. The truth is that every body is different. Age matters. Activity level matters. Sleep quality matters. Stress matters. Hormones matter. Even the health of your gut microbiome can influence how your body responds to food. Consider two people eating the exact same bowl of rice. One person exercised earlier that day, slept well, and is metabolically healthy. The other is sleep-deprived, highly stressed, and physically inactive. Their bodies may respond very differently to the same meal. This is why nutrition should never become a search for universal rules. Instead, it should become a process of learning how your own body responds. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness. Your body is constantly giving you feedback. The more closely you listen, the easier it becomes to make choices that support your health and energy. So how can you tell whether your eating habits might be contributing to your fatigue? Fortunately, your body often provides clear signals. You may find yourself constantly looking for snacks between meals. You may feel strong cravings for sweets during the afternoon. Perhaps you feel sleepy shortly after eating lunch. Maybe your concentration disappears at roughly the same time every day. Or perhaps you feel anxious and uncomfortable if several hours pass without food. None of these signs automatically mean something is wrong. However, they may indicate that your energy regulation system could benefit from some attention. Many people spend years assuming that these experiences are simply a normal part of adulthood. But stable energy is not supposed to feel like a constant battle. Your body was designed to provide remarkably consistent energy when its core systems are functioning well. When people think about energy, they usually focus on calories. But there is another important factor that often receives much less attention. Your digestive system. Inside your gut lives an enormous community of microorganisms, known as the gut microbiome. These trillions of bacteria help break down certain foods, produce beneficial compounds, and support immune function and communicate directly with your brain. Researchers continue to discover new connections between gut health, mood, metabolism, and energy levels. When this internal ecosystem is thriving, many people experience better digestion and more stable energy. When it becomes disrupted, fatigue, bloating, cravings, and digestive discomfort can become more common. One of the simplest ways to support your microbiome by regularly eating fiber-rich foods. Vegetables, fruits, beans, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. These foods provide nourishment not only for you, but also for the beneficial organisms living inside your digestive tract. In many ways, every meal feeds an entire ecosystem. Here is something important to remember. Food is not always the main reason people feel tired. Sometimes the problem begins elsewhere. Imagine someone who sleeps only 5 hours per night. They wake up exhausted. They rely on caffeine throughout the morning. By afternoon, they are desperately searching for sugar to stay awake. In this situation, the real issue may not be food at all. It may be sleep deprivation. The same thing can happen with chronic stress. When stress levels remain elevated for long periods of time, the body produces more stress hormones. These hormones can influence appetite, cravings, blood sugar regulation, and overall energy levels. Physical inactivity can also contribute. Movement improves circulation. It helps muscles utilize glucose efficiently. It supports metabolic health, and it often improves sleep quality as well. This is why lasting energy rarely comes from a single dietary change. It comes from supporting the entire system. Nutrition matters. Sleep matters. Movement matters. Stress management matters. All of these pieces work together. The good news is that improving energy levels often begins with simple habits. You do not need a complicated protocol. You do not need expensive supplements. And you do not need to follow extreme diets. Start by building meals around whole foods whenever possible. Choose vegetables, fruits, beans, eggs, fish, lean proteins, nuts, seeds, and minimally processed foods. Include a quality source of protein with each meal. Protein helps support muscle health and often increases feelings of fullness and satisfaction. Prioritize fiber-rich foods. Fiber slows digestion and supports healthier blood sugar regulation. Stay hydrated throughout the day. Even mild dehydration can contribute to fatigue and reduced concentration. Try taking a short walk after meals. 10 to 15 minutes of movement can support digestion and help your body manage blood sugar. Most importantly, protect your sleep. Few lifestyle habits have a greater impact on daily energy than consistent, high-quality rest. Small actions, repeated consistently, often create the biggest long-term improvements. Ultimately, feeling tired does not always mean you need more food. Sometimes it means your body needs better support. The modern world constantly encourages us to search for quick fixes. Another coffee, another snack, another energy drink, another burst of temporary stimulation. But lasting energy works differently. It is built gradually. It comes from stable blood sugar. It comes from restorative sleep. It comes from regular movement. It comes from nourishing your body with foods that support health instead of constantly fighting against it. When those foundations begin to improve, something remarkable often happens. The afternoon crashes become less severe. The cravings become quieter. Your focus becomes clearer. And you stop feeling like you are constantly chasing energy throughout the day. Your body already contains extraordinary systems designed to produce energy efficiently. The goal is not to force more fuel into the machine. The goal is to help the machine work the way it was designed to work. The next time you feel tired, pause for a moment before automatically reaching for something to eat. Ask yourself a different question. Am I truly hungry? Or is my body trying to tell me something else? Perhaps it needs better sleep. Perhaps it needs movement. Perhaps it needs less stress. Or perhaps it simply needs more nourishing food and fewer energy spikes throughout the day. Real health is rarely built through dramatic changes. It is built through small decisions repeated consistently over time. And sometimes, one of the most powerful changes you can make is learning that more food is not always the answer. Thank you for joining us today on Blue Health Daily. If you found this information helpful, be sure to subscribe for more evidence-based health content designed to help you live a healthier, stronger, and more vibrant life. And as always, take good care of yourself. We will see you in the next video.